Hello and welcome. I'm Valerie Lewis of TarotUnicornsCoffee.com and GoddessWithAnAttitude.com. And today we are talking about the wonderful energies of full moon in Aquarius. First, I would like to remind you to go and click on the link that is in the description below. Go and grab your free copy of my full moon worksheet. That is so that you can take notes, jot down any insights that you have, and fully celebrate and step into this energy of the full moon in Aquarius. The full moon in Aquarius takes place tomorrow on Thursday, August 11th at 8:35 Central Standard Time. Go ahead and convert that for your own time zone, but we will refer to tomorrow, August 11th, as our beautiful full moon in Aquarius. First, we're going to talk about full moon energies. Then we're going to move on and talk about Aquarius or Aquarian energies. And then we're going to pull it all together and talk about what this full moon in Aquarius means for you and how you can incorporate those energies into your spiritual path so that you can use these energies to grow and move forward. So first, let's get into talking about full moon energies. I love, love, love this quote from Natalie Lavolpe about full moon. And she says, cosmically speaking, the full moon is the time of the month where energy peaks and then releases like a cosmic sigh. I just think that statement is so beautiful and it so beautifully encapsulates the energy of full moon. Full moons are when the full moon is at its brightest, its most fullest, and it is when it illuminates our life. And so everything has come to a culmination. But then, right during that full moon, is when we shift and release and let go of everything that's not serving us. So it's like a cosmic sigh. I love, love, love that statement. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit further about full moon energies. Full moon energies, the full moon is the time when we would want to wrap up and complete any projects, anything on our table. So this is the time of crossing our T's and dotting our I's, completing, finishing, wrapping up. Everything is coming to fruition. We also, as we are completing those things, we want to celebrate our accomplishments and our successes. So we want to look back on everything that we have checked off our list and accomplished during this past couple of weeks since the new moon, and really take time to celebrate what we have accomplished, to celebrate our successes, and also to send gratitude out to everything that has come to fruition. We also want to use this full moon time to review and reflect. So many of you know that the new moon is when we set our intentions. Under the new moon, when it is at its darkest, when it's just a sliver of the moon in the sky. And as the moon grows from that new moon status into the full moon, as it grows with illumination and grows with the brightness, so do our manifestations. So we set our intentions like planting a seed with the new moon, and we water it and watch it grow as the moon grows, so that when we have a full moon, it is a full grown manifestation. So as we are in this full grown manifestation, we want to take this time to review the past couple of weeks and reflect on what intentions we set, which ones actually manifested and came to fruition, which ones do we still need to work on, and which ones are we just going to dismiss. So review and reflect is also one of the things that we take into one of the things that we want to make sure we are doing during this full moon. And then, as we are reviewing and reflecting and thinking about what did not work out for us, we want to let go of that. So, the full moon, along with wrapping up and celebrating and reviewing, it's also a time to release. So, we want to release what is no longer working for us, release what did not work out for us, release possibly those things that we thought were a good idea, but as we sat with them for a while and worked with them, we realized that that really wasn't in alignment with us. So, we're just going to let them go. So full moons are a time to release as well. Now let's move on and talk about Aquarius energies. So we have the full moon in Aquarius. And for just a moment, I'm going to pause and explain what that means. The moon cycles through all 12 zodiac signs every month. It takes about 28 and a half days to cycle through all 12 zodiac signs. There are what I consider four major phases of the moon. There's many, many phases, but there's four major phases of the moon. That would be the new moon, where we set our intentions. That would be first quarter moon, when it is a quarter to its fullness. And then we have the full moon, which we are talking about today in today's video. And then the third quarter moon, and then circling back around to the new moon. So as we cycle through all of these things every year, every month, the moon cycles through all of the 12 zodiac signs also as it's phasing, so to speak. So when we look at the phase that we want to acknowledge and celebrate, which in this case is the full moon, we say, oh, the moon is full. I'm also going to look and see, where is the moon placed in the sky? The moon is in alignment with the constellation of Aquarius at this time. So that is what we mean when we say it is a full moon in Aquarius. The full moon is in alignment with the constellation of Aquarius. So our full moon is also pulling in the energies of Aquarius. So with that being explained, I'm going to get into Aquarius energies and what that means for us. Aquarius is the 11th sign of the zodiac. So we are getting close to closing out the zodiacal year. That is the 11th sign of the zodiac. It is the element of air. It is a fixed quality. There are three qualities to the zodiac signs. So there are four zodiac signs that are considered cardinal signs. There are four zodiac signs that are considered fixed signs, and there are four zodiac signs that are considered mutable signs. Fixed signs sit right in the middle between cardinal and mutable. And fixed signs are, just as the title would indicate, they are those signs that are deeply rooted in their ways. They are very much creatures of habit. They are fixed. They are trustworthy. They are those signs that are predictable because they do the same thing over and over again. So the Aquarius energy is fixed sign in that you can pretty much predict how they're going to approach any given situation. They are fixed signs. So Aquarius is also ruled by Uranus and Saturn. So each of the zodiac signs has what is called a ruling planet. So Aquarius has two ruling planets. Why does Aquarius have two ruling planets, Valerie? Because back in ancient times, before the invent of telescopes, and when the ancients our ancestors were just using the naked eye to observe the sky, there were less planets visible at the time. And so they assigned the planet that they could see to the zodiac signs. And at that time, Uranus was assigned to the zodiac sign of Aquarius. Then telescopes were invented. We were able to have technology that allowed us to see deeper into space, deeper into our solar system, and we discovered that there were more planets. And so once we had the full breadth of how many planets existed in our solar system, they reassigned the planets. We know now that there are nine that we consider in astrology, and they reassigned those to the zodiac signs. So Aquarius got Saturn was assigned to Aquarius. So we have the ancient assigned ruling planet of Uranus, and then the more modern assigned ruling planet of Saturn. I'm not going to discuss Uranus and Saturn energies. However, I do want to make you aware that they are present. So in addition to the full moon and Aquarian energies, we also have the ruling planets of Uranus and Saturn playing into these energies during this full moon time. Go ahead and do your own research and look into the Uranus and Saturn energies if you want to incorporate that into how you celebrate this full moon. The key phrase, each of the zodiac signs has a key phrase, and the key phrase of Aquarius energies is I know. And basically what that means is that Aquarians approach life through the mind, knowledge, and ideas. So through that filter of mind, knowledge, and ideas, is how Aquarius approaches life. And so their key phrase is, I know. The tarot suit associated with Aquarian energy is the swords. The swords are also associated with the element of air. The tarot card associated with Aquarian energy is the star. And this is very fitting because those of you that know the star is also a water bearer per se. The star is pictured as an individual who is holding two vessels and pouring water between the two vessels. We know Aquarius is also represented by, or is also symbolized by the water bearer. I do apologize for the error in my slides that I'm just now noticing. In the background here, we have the Gemini sign represented. However, Aquarius is the water bearer. So just ignore that small faux pas. The Aquarian sign is the water bearer. And so that is why it corresponds with the tarot card of the star. So if you are a tarot reader, you can look into the meaning or the symbology of the star and gain some additional insight into Aquarius energy. Aquarius, because it is the 11th sign of the zodiac, also rules the 11th house. And the 11th house is responsible for community and visionaries. So the 11th house is our sense of community and our vision of the world. It's our hopes, dreams, aspirations, wishes for the future, which very much lines up with Aquarian energy. Some characteristics of Aquarius individuals or Aquarian energy are that they are progressive. So they are always focused on moving the needle forward, moving the collective forward, moving humanity forward. They are progressive. They are visionaries. We've mentioned that a couple of times. They are very peaceful. They are considered eclectic because of the fact that they are always focused on being on the leading edge and moving things forward. So they are the ones that are considered to, they step outside the box, or they don't even recognize the box because they are so forward thinking. They are so forward moving. So they are often perceived as, or presenting themselves as, eclectic individuals. They are very independent in that they do not stay within the societal norms, again, because they are always focused on moving the collective forward. So they are independent in their thought processes and in their visions for what this world should look like. They are humanitarians. They are deep thinkers. They fight for causes that they believe in, and they are love intellectual conversations. I'm going to tie that right back into their key phrase of I know, as they approach the world through their mind, through knowledge and ideas. And because they are also communicators, that we know the tarot suit of swords deals with communication, and also the element of air deals with communication. So we tie those all together, and they are intellectual conversation lovers. You would have such a lovely conversation if you just sat down with an Aquarius individual or with someone with very strong Aquarius energies in their natal chart. So that gives you a brief overview of Aquarian energies. And now we're going to talk about how those energies, there we have the accurate picture of the Aquarius symbol, the water bearer. Now we're going to talk about the full moon in Aquarius. How do we merge the full moon qualities with the Aquarius energies? First of all, I want to point out that this is our last supermoon of 2022, our last full moon supermoon of 2022. What's a supermoon, Valerie? I'm so glad you asked. A supermoon is when the moon is closest to Earth and it appears larger in the sky. In astrological terms, that is known as perigee. So it's when the moon looks super, super big and beautiful and lovely. I am such a moon lover, and I encourage you all to go out and look up into the skies during this full moon and just bask in that beautiful, beautiful image of that gorgeous full moon, because it's going to be really close and really big and really beautiful. Energetically, this means that the emotional energies will be more intense than usual. The moon is closer to Earth, closer than usual, and so its effect on our gravitational pull, its effect on on our metaphysical gravitational pull means that it is going to be even stronger in digging within our psyche and pulling those things that may have been hidden or buried to the surface so that we can deal with them. So be aware that you may be a little bit more emotional or more intense than usual during this super full moon in Aquarius. And also the moon vibes are more potent. So in addition with the full moon that I just explained, pulling things to the surface, moon vibes will be more potent. And what I mean by moon vibes is the Aquarius vibes, the Uranus, the Saturn vibes, everything that is associated with this full moon at this time coming through the filter of this super moon will be more potent and more strong. So I wanted to say, if you are one of those people who love participating in full moon rituals, such as setting moon water out or setting your crystals out or setting your tarot cards out, especially if you're one of those people who maybe you just set a jar of moon water out, or you collect a few crystals, or you take just one or two of your favorite decks. This full moon, this super moon, I would suggest that you grab all of your crystals and you grab all of your decks, and maybe you stock up on a couple of different jars of moon water and set them out, because this moon is so supercharged. You're really, really going to get the most benefit during this full moon. So it's a good time to take everything to supercharge your rituals, as well as understanding that the energies are supercharged at this time. So I hope that makes sense. And for those of you that are not familiar with some of the rituals I just mentioned, go ahead and Google those and look those up, research those on your own. I will just say that if you are doing anything that involves you sitting something under the full moon, whether it's outside under the full moon or even just in a protected space, like on the other side of a window, but in a protected space so that it's not disturbed by the elements of nature. Whatever you are sitting out under the full moon, if you want it to just have full moon vibes or moon vibes, you need to bring it in before the sun rises. So I just want to give you that little tip. If you decide to leave it out after the sun rises, just know that whatever you are clearing or working with will not only have the full moon energies absorbed into it, but will also pull in the sun energies as well. So if you're just focused on moon energies, go ahead and pull those objects in before the sun rises. As I said before, just be sure to take advantage of these moon vibes. You will have easier access to the moon energies, since everything will be supercharged. I love it. So the theme for this new moon, I would like to give you a theme just to kind of pull everything together so that you have one point of focus. I know I've given you a lot of information as far as all of the qualities of Aquarius and all of the qualities of a full moon. This is just to give you a single point of focus to really incorporate this full moon in Aquarius into your life, into your spiritual path. So we're going to pull it all together and unite all of these energies. This Aquarian water bearer gives us the perfect symbology for what we're going to try to do with our theme. And in that, if you were to imagine yourself as this water bearer, imagine yourself releasing and pouring out, just like this person on the screen is pouring out emptying his vessel. We're going to pour out what no longer serves us, releasing under this full moon so that your vessel is empty. And once it is empty, then you can refill it with more aligned energies. In this case, we're going to be specifically focused on refilling it with Aquarian energies during this full moon. So Aquarian and full moon energies are going to go back into our vessel so that it can help us progress on our spiritual path. So the theme for this full moon, I'm going to give you an affirmation or a statement of intent that you can use to focus upon. And that statement is, I am here to uplift humanity and encourage a shift towards a more aligned, free, and unified future. I release anything that gets in my way of creating the future I see. You can repeat that statement to yourself just before you go into meditation so that it is fresh on your mind. You can perhaps type or write that statement out and place it on your altar, use it in a ritual ceremony, or just carry it around in your pocket to remind you of the Aquarius energy that you want to pull into your life, that you want to help benefit your spiritual path. There's so many things that you can do with affirmation statements. You can say the statement out loud before you go to sleep and ask that your guides help you pull in these energies and incorporate these energies during your sleeping hours. You can state this statement the first time upon awakening, and ask that your guides and ancestors help you with incorporating this full moon in Aquarius energy throughout your day. There are so many different ways that you can use affirmation and statements of intent. I encourage you to find one that resonates most with you. And so there you have it. This is how we are going to use all of these energies of this beautiful full moon, super moon in Aquarius to benefit us on our spiritual path. I would like to mention that if you are not a member yet, please go to tarotunicornscoffee.com and sign up. There is a wonderful spiritual based community just waiting to welcome you in. If you are on your phone, you can simply text join, just the word join, JOIN, to 913-444-6392. I'm sorry, 6393, 913-444-6393. I hope to see you join and become part of the community. And I will see you back here next time when we are talking about the new moon in Virgo. Thank you so much. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and leave me a comment on this video.